Following Hurricane Michael and the devastation and destruction left by the Category 4 hurricane, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers from the Mobile District deployed to Tyndall Air Force Base to help aid the installation in initial assessments of the hurricane's damage.
Initially, the Corps got a simple request for help, I believe over a phone call series. There was definitely a need, whether it was clearly articulated with a written formal request. I believe that followed on later, but there was a definite need to assist the teams down here at Tyndall. We pushed forward with a four-man crew to start initial building assessments, basically triaging the buildings to say, hey, they're structurally unsound, do not enter. Whether they're sound enough to potentially renovate in the future, but heavily damaged, and whether they're okay to initially just occupy at this time, turn on the electricity, turn the water back on, put some tarps over top, and get to business. The main purpose for the team, though, was to assess buildings for structural damage and whether there's a risk to occupants currently. The mission definitely evolved and continued to adapt a few more things as we got on the ground, and we figured out there were numerous buildings that were compromised, some with other hazards. Our role for certain personnel did evolve to assist and to even advise at times, but sometimes even get our hands dirty with the green suit teams that were on the ground here dealing with the situations. I believe we went through over 800 facilities. I know we went through over 800 facilities on the ground, but building-wise, facilities that were occupiable, roughly 800. There's 1,400 on their inventory, but that's everything from parking lots to fences to buildings. Some buildings shown were complete disasters, complete losses, to other buildings being only lightly damaged and able to be occupied immediately. Now, if its value or its age start to kick it out of, do we want to renovate this? So the category that we looked at in the middle, which is the building is structurally sound, but may have received heavy water damage or heavy building damage, and therefore, the architectural systems, the mechanical systems, the electrical systems, all of those things would have to be upgraded. At some point in time, someone has to look at that, and so we simply laid the groundwork for them to evaluate buildings in the future and figure out the true scope of the project. Initially, it was just trying to categorize A, light damage, B, pretty severe damage but occupiable, structurally sound, and then C, total loss, do not occupy the building. So the B category is really what the Corps of Engineers will probably be engaged with in the future, with assessment in a detailed manner, going in and fully looking at the building, figuring out an actual cost to renovate, and then eventually looking at whether they do a MILCON project or some other method to restore the building to use.
For the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Mobile District, I am Dustin Gautney.